Hi, my name is Rachel, and I have decided that I am going to embark on a journey that I am calling Feel the Fear and Face It Anyway. And I am really excited that you have stumbled upon this video, and I am super hopeful that if you're anything like me, that maybe I might be able to help you on your journey as well. Right now, my biggest fear is feeling like there's something out there that I need to be doing, but worrying about what other people might think, worrying that I don't have a science background to back things up, even though I feel like I have my own personal proof. A fear of just worrying about putting myself out there and not being accepted. So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and I've been doing some guided meditation. And so what I've decided is that for the next 30 days, I'm going to feel the fear, face it anyway, and document my journey. So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and there was this one gentleman, Joe Dispenza, who was on a podcast today that I was listening to. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take pieces out of podcasts that I'm listening to each day, and I'm going to just take out one key piece of information and I'm going to try to act on it or document it. And I would love for you to join me as I go through this process, because if you're anything like me, then maybe this just might help you out as well. And I would absolutely love that. And I would love feedback, because I'm not a scientist and I haven't done any of my own experiments. It would be pretty awesome if I could get some intel from other people who might just be experiencing the same things. He talks a lot about getting into habits, and he talks about the mind, and he talks about the body, and of course thoughts becoming our power. And I absolutely believe that what you think about, you bring about, and that energy flows where attention goes. And so in one of the podcasts, he was talking about going all in for 7 days and how it changes body chemistry or biological chemistry. I know I have that wrong, so my apologies. But it does change the biology or the chemical makeup in these participants. However, I can't see my own biology change, but I do know how I feel when I'm in a good place. And so what I've decided to do is take 30 days of actively focusing on positive thoughts, positive ideas, even just pieces of information that I connect to when I'm listening to a podcast, and just watching the difference of how my life changes in 30 days. So today is day 1, and this is the quote that I've chosen. If we can't think greater than we can feel, then we often find ourselves living in the past. And although I don't generally live in the past or bring things up about the past or blame A, B, and C on things that happened in the past, what I really like and what resonated with me about that particular quote, if you will, is that a lot of times I feel the feelings of discomfort when I anticipate what's going to happen ahead of time. Joe Dispenza talks about specifically feeling uncomfortable while you're meditating. So he goes on to talk about how people will find themselves trying to meditate and they just give up because they say, I can't do this. He says something along the lines of that because they can't settle their body, it's hard for them to get some control of their mind. And that feeling of uncomfortableness allows them to kind of throw up their hands in the air and say, I'm done, I can't do this, I can't meditate. And then he goes on to talk about how if you give yourself the time and the focus and you feel that uncomfortable feeling and you work to get past it, that it is those people who were past the discomfort that actually see the biggest change. So the reason that resonated with me today is because I'm noticing that I feel like there's something more, and I feel like there are things that I want to share with the world, but I also feel like the fear is there and it's what's stopping me. So even though it's not me being in a meditative state, I recognize that it is me feeling fear and stopping it, and allowing other chaos to kind of come into my life, because it's a good excuse for I'm too busy, I can't do this, I have to do this. So my challenge to myself for the next 30 days is feeling the fear and facing it anyway, either listening to podcasts, doing some meditation, focusing on where I might be speaking negatively in my mind, or coming up with excuses, or worrying about what's happening in the future and not living in the present moment. Choosing some positive motivation and documenting it all along the way. Not only documenting it, but kind of associating it or connecting it with maybe a day's experience or something like that. And then after 30 days, kind of seeing how I feel and what changes are happening in my life that maybe I didn't see or think were going to happen, because my goal is to focus in the present. So I would love for you to follow along the journey. I would love for you to tell me all of the things that you might be noticing as we go along this journey together, so that we can build a team of just positivity and clear focus and living in the now, because we can't change the past and we can't shift the future, but all we can do is make our change right now. If you're willing to jump on board, I'm excited to have you along, and I can't wait to see what tomorrow's inspiration just might be.